Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, all of that juicy goodness. I am an intuitive reader, a manifesting coach, a Reiki practitioner, and a life path guide and mentor, here to help you along your awakening journey so that you can co-create the life of your dreams. Speaking of co-creation, we are going to talk about one of my clients and how she manifested $150,000 this year. So back in September, she found my channel. I'm not sure if she found it earlier and maybe just heard the call and wanted to reach out to work with me. So she did. She emailed me. We hopped on a Zoom together to see if we were a match. And then we did a full session together. And she was in the middle of this kind of dispute at her job. And we were trying to manifest a way to get her out of this position, to get her out of that job, to get her free, to manifest some money so that she can start co-creating a new life for herself. And I didn't know this at the time in September, but in January 1st, she wrote in her journal that she wanted to manifest $150,000 and that she wanted to be out of work by February 15th. Well, she ended up taking a leave of absence, which just happened to work out. So she already started to see that she put a manifestation in place and she was guided to take action. She had no idea how she was going to be out of work, but then in February, something happened and she was able to take a leave of absence. Okay, so this is a full 9-month process. The way it worked out was during that time, she was telling the universe, I am ready for a new life. I am ready for change. I don't want to be at this job anymore. I don't know who I'm becoming, but I am ready. I want this money and I want this freedom. So she was signing up for what? For a complete let go, a complete breakdown. So what happens when we begin to manifest, the universe sees that we're ready and it says, okay, we're going to bring this person exactly what they need. All right, you're signing up for this. We're going to make it happen. So it sends you through the washing machine. It purifies your spirit, your soul, and your body. So my client went through many panic attacks, many anxiety-filled days, wondering what she was doing. Is this right for me? I don't know. She was so brave and so trusting herself, even though in the moment she wasn't. That's why she ended up reaching out to me in September, is because she was getting to the point where she was losing faith. She wasn't seeing the manifestation coming. And she's like, was all of this a waste of time? Should I have been working? Why did I take this leave of absence? And I believe it was an unpaid leave of absence. So she was really on a leap of faith. She was like almost ready to let go of the job, but just couldn't let go because she's like, what am I going to do if I don't have this job? And then I walked into her life and I gave her all the tools. I showed her how to be strong and to have faith in the universe that when you ask for something, it is going to send you through the washing machine. You're going to feel like you're being tossed around. You don't know which way is up every single day. You're like, what's going on? Some days are high, some days are low. And when we finally connected, all of her nervous energy kind of started to soothe. She started to understand what was really happening to her. She wasn't off of her path. She was exactly where she was supposed to be. And I was there to prepare her for the money because it was coming. And it is so magical. She shared all of the signs, all of the things that happened to her right before it arrived. So that's what I want to share in this video, is what she experienced before the money arrived and how she knew it was really coming. So, and in the way that the money came, I'll just let you know, she got a severance package with her job. So her company, there was some sort of mix up with communication when she took her leave of absence, and the universe like totally manipulated the situation where she got a severance package of $150,000. OMG, can you believe this? She was maybe expecting, if that would have happened normally, she maybe would have expected like, $30,000 or $40,000. But she got 150. She got exactly what she was manifesting. And she didn't even have to do anything. The universe manipulated everything in her favor. I always say the universe is always conspiring to jump into certain people to bring us what we need. Somebody jumped into the people at her work and they manipulated the numbers and they made sure that she got exactly what she asked for. Now, this is unheard of. There was also people that were telling her that's not possible. You're never going to get that much money. or these kind of situations take forever and you're not going to be able to get out of your job and also get a severance package. So there's all of these things where her external reality was telling her it's not possible. And that's again where we connected. And I reminded her, I said, listen, we don't pay attention to that. We don't subscribe to that. If somebody's telling us that, we're looking to buy a house and the market's just really bad right now and we can't find anything, heck no, we are co-creators with the universe. There's an infinite supply. We can ask for our needs to be met, and the universe will literally create a home for us. It'll move somebody out of another home so that we can move into it. So when you finally surrender and believe that the universe can manipulate reality for us without us having to do anything, we just ask, surrender, and know that we're going to go through the washing machine of anxiety-filled days, panic attacks, because our nervous system needs to be prepared to receive the money. Once our vessel is attuned, then it's just a matter of time before it drops in. My client also went through a Kundalini awakening and is still going through it, just like I did, where you have involuntary movements of the body. You feel like a spiral is going up your spine. It is purifying all of your chakras without your control. So we also have to relax when that's happening and maybe not go to work that day or take off, which in her case, she was already off. So it was a blessing. But it is really difficult to go through a Kundalini awakening. But as you're going through it, you have to know that the universe is preparing your nervous system to receive your dream life, to receive what you're being called to do, and your gifts are coming online. My client also realized that her mother and her grandmother are both healers, and they have this ability to heal people, whether it's through Reiki, through their words, through their energy. And now she's feeling the call to step into some sort of healing work. And she has the space, the money, and the freedom to now do it and to explore and let her soul kind of unfold who she really is. And I believe that when we manifest things, it's kind of like we're remembering our path. Our soul is saying, yeah, we need this $150,000 to do this in the future. So let's ask for it now. I believe it's all of remembrance. And her soul was remembering what she really came here to do. And it wasn't that job. And it was definitely this type of healing work. So anyway, let's get to the signs of what she experienced and what she felt. So she felt like she was going through the washing machine through the summer. Lots of anxiety, lots of panic attacks. That was the beginning. And that's part of the Kundalini, because what it's doing is it's purifying each chakra, and each chakra holds certain fears and past experiences that they need to come up and we need to feel it. So all of the panic could have been her financial worries or maybe her parents' financial worries. So it's all purification. So as she went through that journey, then September came around and she connected with me, and I told her, I'm like, listen, you're going to have anxiety-filled days. You're going to feel like you're being put through a washing machine. When you're experiencing this anxiety, I need you to trust that it's for you and you're not going to resist it. And you're not going to walk around your house going, why is this here? Why is this here? You're going to be really neutral and you're going to say, okay, I know this is part of the process. Let me just ride the wave. Let me just know that I'm going to have a calm day, then a really high intense day. How can we just learn to be neutral and relax and ride those waves, okay? And be out in nature and have the right cleansing mechanisms to make sure that our vessel is okay during that time. So if you all aren't aware, I created a course on understanding energy and how to cleanse your energy. And this is going to be key, because this is what I was teaching her on our call, was that if she doesn't feel like she can go to the grocery store, or if she goes there and she comes home, if she has all of this energy on her, it's going to affect whether that $150,000 was going to come or not, because your vibration is everything when you're manifesting. So we need to make sure our vessel is tuned and clean and clear. So if you have not done so already, go purchase my course. It's the first link below. You need to learn how to cleanse your energy, because this is crucial on the manifesting journey. We have to make sure we are in our own energetic field and we're not influenced by other energies or low vibrations, keeping us in fear and in doubt. Because that's essentially what happens when you go to the grocery store, when you go to places, you hug people, you connect, you're picking up their thought patterns. So imagine you're trying to manifest something great, but every day you come home and you feel like you're not happy or you're in fear. That is going to completely slow down the process. So understanding how to cleanse is super, super important. So hit that link below and go get yourself that course so you can educate yourself on what's best for you and your vessel. So anyway, as her and I were connecting, I was teaching her that we must be co-creating 80% of the time. And this is the one thing when she came back and told me after the manifestation arrived, she was like, Michelle, that tip saved me. She goes, I was not at all doing any kind of vibrational work. I wasn't constantly creating. I wasn't putting it out into the universe every single day. So I like to say it's 80%. You need to be spending 80% of your day thinking good thoughts about your future, planting those seeds. Most of us are the opposite. Most of us are in fear and worry and like what's going to happen, or we're focused on our present situation and our circumstances 80% of the time. And then 20% of the time we're manifesting. We're like, all right, what do we want to call in? I like to flip it. And I like to tell my clients to be conscious and flip it to 80%. Start to see your energy as precious. You are not going to go to some sort of event or situation or somebody's house where you're not going to feel good. And it's going to feel like a waste of time when you could be at home co-creating. You could be writing a book. You could be meditating. You could be cooking healthy meals for yourself for the week. Do not take your body and your energy somewhere that's going to waste your time or somewhere that's going to bring down your energy. This is your reality. If you really want this manifestation, you have to be committed and you have to be willing to do the work. And the work is everything I teach in my mentorship. I give you guys all of these secret tools to help you call in the money, the job, the person, the home, the car. So if you're interested in these secret tools, you're more than welcome to work with me. I love teaching my clients the secrets because it makes it happen faster. If you learn how to do the vibrational work, it arrives faster. And I believe that my client was experiencing a holdup because her energy was the holdup. So when we connected in September, I think we expedited the process for it to arrive in November. So to continue on with her story, she learned how to cleanse her energy. She learned how to manifest 80% of her day. She was committed to it. She was leaving Post-its, I think, in her house to remind her to do the 80%. And she knew when she had anxiety or when she was feeling unsettled, that this was just another wave to ride. And she just has to sit back and let the wave take her wherever it's meant to take her and to not overthink it. The mind will keep you in turmoil longer if you resist it and if you wonder, why is this here? But once you surrender, then it's a heck of a lot easier. So let's get into the signs that she experienced the week before the money arrived. So she was sitting on Zoom with me the other day to tell me that this all arrived. She was in tears because she was so happy that this happened, but her ego was also telling her she wasn't worthy of it. And I was there to remind her, no, you did the work. You just went through a lot of panic attacks, a lot of anxiety for the last 7 months, 9 months. And now you're receiving a gift and you're pushing it away. Your ego is pushing it away. So on the call, she was so excited to tell me about all the different signs. She was like, Michelle, I was watching your videos so much. She's like, everything you said happened. She's like, I had the X test. She's like, 3 of my ex-boyfriends messaged me in the same day, just days before the money arrived. Then she said she was in a cab and she was just looking around going, I feel like it's already here. I feel like I have the money. And it was a very eerie, like, everything's fine. She's calm. It's like, what's anxiety? What's a panic attack? I don't know what that feels like because I feel so calm and cool and collected. So she had that experience the week of as well. Then she had a day where there was a lot of anxiety. And then immediately after that day, she had a very, very calm day where she was neutral. She wasn't thinking it was here, but she wasn't in any kind of fear or doubt. She was just neutral. And I always say it's like the calm before the good storm is you just feel like the world's quiet. Nobody's messaging you, nothing's happening. You just feel still. And another thing that she did months prior to the money arriving is she felt so guided to seclude and to be in her own cocoon, to allow herself time to heal. And I always say that's a big sign that money is coming is when little, did you guys hear that? That was a little confirmation. A big sign that money is coming is when you are rested and you're taking like a little staycation. You're staying at home, you're sleeping a lot, you're allowing your nervous system to finally heal. Like if you think about this, we're going to live to 100, 110, hopefully 150 one day once we figure out how to be healthier. If we take off for 9 months out of 100 years, it really is not that big of a deal. So allow yourself to rest, allow your nervous system to calm down. We have never rested like this ever. And 9 months out of 100 years is so, so small and tiny, but our ego likes to tell us that we're screwing up our life and we should be working and we should be doing more. And that is completely bonkers. So, you guys all have my permission to take time off and don't feel guilty about it. So, she was guided to seclude and she didn't want to go hang out with people that were going to bring down her energy or affect her 80%. Her 80% was her being in nature, her journaling, her eating healthy, her secluding, her doing her imaginal acts each night, imagining the money coming in. So your 80% is really, really important. So you might be guided to pull away from certain people right before money comes in. You might be guided to take a vacation, to get out of your location, to really just be by yourself. Okay. So she had the X test, she had a calm day, she had an anxiety filled day. Months before, she was secluding, she was doing the 80%, which I teach in my mentorship, as it's my gravy and it's what I teach in my one-on-ones and in my mentorship program. It is so sacred to me. So anyway, the 80% she was doing, then all of a sudden she was in that cab and it was like the wish fulfillment feeling. She was feeling like the wish was already here. She's like, oh, I feel like I can buy anything. And these are all huge signs that something's coming. And she was experiencing every single one the week before. You know what I want to do? I want to read the text that she sent me. I asked her, I said, would you say there was one sign that really led you to believe it was coming? Like you just knew. She said, there was a day where I went for a walk and I took a different path than usual. And I saw 10 cars with angel numbers. Then there was a ladybird in my bedroom. And then also the cab day. Then 3 days prior to the money coming in, I was completely calm. And a voice inside me kept saying, you've done enough, and didn't feel the need to affirm or visualize anymore. These signs made me believe it was coming. I also asked her if she was reverting back to old patterns, if she was eating poorly or feeling like a little manic, like she needed to control her external circumstances by her habits. At first, she said no. And then she was like, no, wait. She's like, I did kind of overeat a couple days because I was trying to soothe myself and I was so worried. So she was reverting to not unhealthy patterns, but kind of like old patterns, things that it's like a crutch, something that we rely on to numb us, to help us go through a hard time. So she was experiencing all of these signs. The angel numbers is a big one. So an excess amount of angel numbers is usually a sign money is coming. Like she saw 10 different cars with angel numbers. That is when you know the universe is speaking to you. Also, in some of my other videos and with some of my clients, names. There's a lot of synchronicities with names. Like say you're a friend reaches out to you that you haven't talked to in forever, and she's talking about her son or daughter and she mentions their name. And then after you have that conversation, which is kind of weird because somebody from your past is reaching out to you, you're like, all right, universe, this is a sign. And then you go to the grocery store and you hear somebody saying that same name. And maybe it's a unique name, right? Then you come home and you put on this movie that you've never seen before, and the main character's name is also that same name. So when you're seeing synchronicities multiplied, that's usually a big sign that money or your manifestation is on the way. So my client, when she manifested $150,000, it was textbook. She was experiencing every single one of the signs that I talk about in all of my videos and in my mentorship program. I love sharing these stories because the universe is conspiring to bring you what you need, and then it lets you know when it's coming. So us becoming aware that it's always arriving and we do not get panicked. You know, she was panicked in September, and that was about 7 months into the process. And of course, anyone would be panicked and be like, man, I've been manifesting this for years or for months. Why isn't it here yet? But her connection to me that one day, she said that changed everything for her because it educated her on what was really happening. And having a teacher or a guide or these videos confirm that what you're going through is exactly where you're meant to be is what you need to hear to keep you connected, to keep you knowing that it's on the way. You did not just have this dream to not experience it. If you have a dream in your heart, you're meant to experience it, but we just have to get out of our own way. And a lot of her process was letting go of the things that were affecting her 80%. So 80% of her day needed to be focused on feeling good, thinking good thoughts, putting good food in her body, being out in nature, meditating, and letting go of anything that disturbed that process. I believe that's what really called in her manifestation, because on our first call, that's what I taught her. And when she told me after the manifestation arrived, she goes, that 80% tip changed my life. She's like, I literally was not at all putting that much effort into making sure my vessel was good and making sure that I was secluding from people. So it really changed her behaviors and her patterns. And the only way that we can manifest something is if we're willing to change. We're signing up to be put through the washing machine, to be prepared, and we have to be willing to make changes. You can't stay the same. And I'm now learning about feng shui, which is incredibly helpful on the manifestation journey, because we manifest with our soul, with our connection to spirit, with our mind and our body through our thoughts and our feelings, and then our environment. So if your environment has bad chi and the energy is stagnant and it's stuck and it's heavy, and maybe everything in your house screams poverty, like having shoes and coats and purses and bags by your front door, that screams poverty. If you were to walk into a billionaire's home, you're not going to see those things. They're going to have a closet for all of that. You're probably going to walk into that home and it's going to be a big open space with a beautiful floral arrangement. Think about your environment as well. How you live in your home affects your subconscious. What are you staring at all day long? And once you learn about feng shui, where your health zone is, your wealth zone, your wisdom zone, your relationship zone, you can start putting things in those zones as if it's a three-dimensional vision board. So now you're placing pictures of two people kissing in your relationship zone. Now you're placing money in the success zone, or maybe all of your accolades and all of your trophies, because you want to amplify that. So there is a complete science behind your spaces and manifesting. So understanding, and this is part of the 80%, is understanding what you have to let go of, remove, or switch around your auric field that's going to call this in. So manifesting $150,000, $1 million, whatever it is, you are signing up to become different. You are tuning your vessel to the universe, which means you might have to purge. You might have to go through these energetic purges, lots of rest, deep sleep, deep meditations, cleansing with certain foods. My client also said she had a strong desire to stop drinking coffee. She was just noticing that all of these changes were happening to her physical vessel, and she wasn't really in control of it. She didn't have to force it. It was just happening. This is a huge sign that money is coming, because your soul is guiding you to become better, to become more clear. Before I manifested $25,000, I did a water fast for 2 days. I took a hot yoga class, which I never really do. I drove far away for the yoga class, and I saw all of these signs and synchronicities on my drive. And it just felt like the universe was saying, yes, you're meant to be here. I saw all of these spirit animals. I kept seeing deer who were stopping on the road to stare at me. They weren't running away. So when it's amplified and when it's multiplied like this, that's when you know something is really coming. And for me, I had this week of all of these unique things happening. I stopped all work. I rested. I did a water fast. I did the yoga. I saw all the deer. I saw a crazy amount of angel numbers. And then 3 weeks later is when I received the money. I also did imaginal acts where I saw somebody handing me a check. And that's exactly how the $25,000 came to me. It was somebody handing me a check in an envelope. So this is rare. I literally manifested the exact way it was going to arrive, which normally with manifestation, the universe takes care of the how. We just imagine it's already done. But I took it a step further. I'm like, oh, maybe if somebody will hand me a check. I was just dancing with the idea. I did it for 4 or 5 nights in December, and then January is when I got the check. So once you drop the pebble in the pond, like I did that in December, it takes a little bit for the universe to catch up. So I manifested $25,000 in 3 weeks. What can you manifest? My client manifested 150 in 9 months. And I told her, well, the next 200,000 or whatever you want to call in, let's ask for it quicker. Let's do it in 4 weeks next time. So that was her first real manifestation, and it was a big one. But now that she knows the process, she might have held it up longer because she didn't have these teachings. But now that she knows the process, she knows the 80%. I believe she manifested that money in 2 months, because in September is when she learned all of this. It's when she learned about the 80%. And then it arrived right in November. And people were telling her it might take years with this dispute and it was just not going to get settled anytime soon. but it all worked out. And she got this beautiful severance package that she was not expecting at all. And it was the exact amount. It was like, I think $1,000 off. I think it was $149,000 that she got. And she manifested that on January 1st. November 17th is when it arrived. So you can do this faster. And she now knows that she can do it faster too. But we first have to experience it once. Like, she couldn't put herself in the feeling of having it because it never happened to her before. But I told her now she has this feeling in her body of when the money arrived. And she has this faith and trust that, oh my gosh, everything I just experienced all makes sense now. She even said, Michelle, everything you share in all of your videos, I experienced it in my own life. And now she knows how to co-create it again. So on that last call, I said, all right, money's in the bank. What's next? Let's manifest more. Keep going. Don't just stop there. This is just the first wave. We are co-creators. We can do anything that we put our mind to. Like I said, if it's a dream in your heart, you're meant to experience it. The only thing that's blocking you is that 80% rule. What is influencing your energy? Is it your home? Is it cluttered? Is your car cluttered? Is it the people you're spending time with? Is it your habits? You have to spend 80% of your day feeling good, doing things to keep your energy pristine and to keep you manifesting and visualizing. It is a full-on commitment. For me, the $25,000, those 3 weeks, I was almost doing it 100% of the time. Every time I get in my car, I was saying affirmations out loud. I was showering, singing, saying affirmations. I was cooking food and savoring every bite, nurturing myself and loving myself so deeply. That's a little secret of my 80% is you have to really, really love yourself. And if you're lighting a candle, you're doing it because you want to give yourself this experience of joy. When you're in that pleasure and in that gratitude and in joy, you are amplifying your energy, your frequency, your vibration, and you're tuning to the universe. The more you do that, the quicker the universe delivers your desire. I hope this video has inspired you and motivated you to get on board with doing the vibrational work 80% of the time. Limit who you spend your time with that's affecting your energy in a negative way. Okay, this is your life. This is your money. It's your creation. It's your car. It's your home. Whatever you're wanting for yourself, you have to commit to you. You have to love you and know that it's possible. And this story is telling you it's possible for you. She did not think she was going to get $150,000, and she got it. It was so magical how the universe literally made it happen for her. There were so many hiccups where she thought there was no way it was going to arrive, and things were adjusted to make sure that she got that money. The impossible is possible. Miracles can happen overnight. Do not forget this. You're the one that's in charge of it. So clear out your spaces, clear out the people in your life that are hindering your growth. Go take my energy course so you can understand how to keep your vessel clear. If you do have to be around those people, we want to make sure we cleanse our energy, and just stay true to your desire. Stay committed. It is coming. Do the 80%. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting me and my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.